Hey guys, Alpha Leopard here from ALG. Now I'm bringing you this video on the Bond shop that's coming in 2019. This is my best guess for what they'll be bringing out in 2019. So let me just quickly read what Wargaming released. This year we completed and reworked the in-game shop. Now players have the opportunity to purchase items, equipment and directions, I think that's supposed to say directives, for bonds. And in 2019 we want to add the ability to purchase tanks for bonds. We are planning to put vehicles on sale that are not currently available in the premium shop but are present in the game. These tanks include gift tanks and vehicles that have been removed from the tech tree but are still owned by players. At the moment they are compiling a list of vehicles that may be purchased for bonds. We can definitely say that these tanks will be of various tiers. They'll individually evaluate each vehicle and choose a fair price depending on its uniqueness. As a result, a tier 10 tank may cost less than a tier 8 tank, and it's possible that some very rare collectible tanks will be offered in the bonds shop in future. Now, self-explanatory. So they're going to be putting bonds into the store bond shop that you can see up at the top. You just click store, same place you find your directives, but there'll be tanks in there instead. So everybody knows what bonds are, how to get them. So let me just show you what I believe is coming in the first set of tanks available in the bond shop. Let me just close some of these down. So Christmas and the loot boxes have just arrived, so we all know that the KV-220 is around, but in the game there is currently a KV-222T, which is slightly different from the standard KV-220, so they could potentially be putting that one in the shop. You can find all these just by adding them into the comparison and clicking through them. Now the A32 is a light tank, a very, very old light tank. This is probably one of the rarest tanks I have ever seen in the game. It was released as a package when World of Tanks came out of beta to general release. You could buy this tank. A lot of people chose the M6 Mutant, which is what we call it. The big M6, fully frontal armor turret, heavily armoured tank. You all know the one. But you could choose that, you could choose a medium tank, or you could choose this, and I don't think a lot of people chose the Scout. That's why this is a very, very rare tank in the game. I've been on the game for 8 years, and I think I've only ever seen about 3 of them in the entire game. So there is another potential that they'll be adding in. Ram 2, obviously taken out a while back, but still in the game, people still do own it. Again, I'm only showing you the lower tiers to begin with. Shortly I'll show you all the tier 8s, 6, 7s and 8s and 10s that will be added into the game, or I believe will be added into the game. The M4E4, a variant on the M4 Improved and a variant on, well, all the other M4s. Again, collectibles if you wish to play them. I've never played any of these tanks, so I can't really state how good they're going to be. Sexton, I've been umming and ahhing about this Sexton, whether this one is actually going to be in it. They tend to sell it now and then, so maybe not going to be in it. Here is the Panzer 5/4. Now there was a variant of this during the alpha test called the Panzer 5/4A, but they won't be putting the A version in. This is the next best thing to the A version. A decent tank, I suppose, at tier 5. Again, very, very rare tank to come across. Now this is the equivalent of the Mouse at tier 10, or it used to be the equivalent of Mouse at a tier 10. This is the Panzer 38H. Now obviously it's not going to come up with stats because I currently own this tank. And back in the day this was a beast of a tank. And when I talk back in the day, I mean back in the day. This thing in a tier 2 game, before Wargaming released updates, tier 2 tank destroyers could only go in tier 3 games and above, so there was nothing that could penetrate this. You just walk through and killed everybody with his tank. It's a great little tier 2 tank to have if it comes in the shop. Very, very good. Obviously, it's armour these days. Obviously, you've got your TDs and other high penetrating things, but the Panzer 2C ain't going to touch this. Ain't going to touch it. So let's just go back to comparison. Su-76I. Now, I have never seen this tank in the game, so I would imagine this would be another rare tank that we will put in the Bond shop. Up next is a Panzer 3K. Again, tank I've never seen in the game, but I don't play lower tiers all that often. Again, a variant on the Panzer 5/4 that you saw before, just without the extra armour around the turret. Again, collectibles, always nice to have. Now these last three, I don't think they're going to be putting them in the shop, but I thought I'll put them up anyway. Panzer B2 I own. The immediate seal clubber. Go in that. 10 kills every game. It's you have to fire premium rounds. It's just atrocious, that tank, honestly. Atrocious as in good atrocious. But Panzer 2J, nah, you ain't going to see that in the premium shop. Or the Bond shop, should I say, because they tend to throw that in with the £85 package for your gold, so you won't see that. And the BTSV, again, they'll chuck that in with the higher gold packages, so you probably won't see that one in either. But there's the lower ones that I've just shown you. Now on to the big ones. Okay, now on to the bigger ones everybody would probably like to see in the Bond shop in 2019. This will be the second part of the Bond shop, so you're talking autumn next year, maybe later. So let's start with the KV-122. You don't see many of them about in the game, but I'd imagine that might be one of them that they put in. T71 CM CDP, again a premium version of the T71. You do see a couple of these knocking around, but they never stick it on the store to buy, so there's another potential candidate. Now this I have never seen in the game whatsoever, so this could be a reward tank for something, but like I said, I've never seen him, so I'd imagine that will go in the shop as well. Object 244, never ever seen this tank in the game. Again, if you keep checking this comparison site, you'll see tanks that they've added in updates that aren't actually released yet, but they'll be potentially adding in. So there's the Object 244. Some of these will probably be already out on the Russian server, that's why they're already here, and they'll just be bringing them across. The KV4 KTTS, I believe is the tank destroyer version, yes, of the KV4. Wouldn't mind getting my hands on one of them, see what it's like. But again, potential for the premium Bond shop. Now, I've put these in the M60. You probably won't, because they gave these, well, didn't give these away. In the Clan Wars event called the Arms Race, if you got to a certain level, you could purchase one of 3 tanks for Bonds. The M60, the T92, which is a bit further up, T95E2, which is a bit further up, and the 121. B. So anyway, Krezel, again a heavy tank, just a different version of KV4. Another tank that you'll see in. Now the VK6801P, never seen the tank. They released it at the same time as they released the Mauerbrecher, but it has never gone on sale. So basically an unskinned version of the Mauerbrecher right there for you. Nobody has this in the game. Never ever seen one. Not been sold or anything. The FV, as we all know, the tier 10s that they'll be adding in to buy is the FV215B, the Foch 155 and the Death Star. We all know that they're going to be adding them in the tier 10s. So I'm not going to click on that one. The Strava 81. Now I highly doubt this one will go in the Bond shop. Highly doubt it, because when they release the Medline, this will be like the sought after tank for boosting your crews, but this has been in the game, or well, been in the comparison for quite some time, quite a long time. so you can always check that out, but I would imagine they would sell that as a premium tank, not for bonds. IS-5 you won't see because it was a Clan Wars reward tank. Anybody that has Clan Wars reward tanks already kick up a stink about it being able to be bought by other people because they won it fair and square, which is why they brought out the Panzer 7 Heavy at tier 10. They were thinking about putting the VK70 whatever it is in, but there was an outrage by all the clan members that had won it, so they brought out the Panzer 7 basically. Okay, the Chieftain T95. Now, good tank, you won't see many of these around. This one might not go in for bonds, but during the frontline game modes they're releasing 2 tier 8s and a tier 9 tank that has a reward tanks. Now whether you get to choose one of them I'm not sure. The tier 9 I have no idea what it's going to be. There's nothing. There's only one premium tank at tier 9 currently in the game, and that's the T55A. If they bring the Su 12254 out or back out as the premium, maybe, but I'll let you know when another tier 9 pops in. So I would probably say that this one would be the frontline reward tank. Again, they might add this one in for people to buy in bonds. Obviously it was given to all us 6 years and over, I believe it was. It might have been 5 years and over. Everybody got given this tank as a reward, but some people may want it who don't have it and they'll put it in the shop for bonds, maybe. Obviously I've got that, so I've got to jump back into here. Next up you got the Su 130. Very rare tank. I don't see these in the game, obviously. Come from the Russian server again. Like to get my hands on one of those just for the alpha damage. Again, as stated before, the Foch 155 would be the tier 10 that's going in the bond shop. Potentially they could add the T22 med in because it obviously was removed from the game from one of the campaigns that you could previously get. Not a great tank, but you know, decent enough, collectible. T95E2 again. This was given out as an invite code, so you invite a friend, you platoon together, he gets a tier 10, you both get rewarded with this tank. Now I believe because they are removing the invite thing where you can invite a friend and get this tank, they're removing that completely and probably going along the lines of doing whatever World of Warships is doing. So I reckon this would be the other tier 8 tank given out in the frontline mode. So I'll be looking forward to getting my hands. I don't know whether I'll probably get the Chieftain. If the Chieftain and all that's out, I'll probably get the Chieftain myself. T95 E6 again. It was a Clan Wars reward tank for the. Well, both of these were the 121B or the T95 E6 and the M60 were all the arms race clan reward tanks that you could all get if you reach a certain milestone in your clan. Basically, you got it at a discounted price, so I doubt you'll see these again. They'll put these in the Soldier of Fortune event that's coming in January for clans to fight over. They'll put some of these in others, but you're not going to see the 907. You're not going to see the VK in any of the premium shops. So there you have it. All the tanks I believe that will be coming out in the bond shop over the next year. They may only install it in segments, you may only see a couple of them, but I'll guarantee that most I've shown there will come up either in the frontline mode or in the bond shop over the next year. I've been Alpha Leopard, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, please give it a thumbs up if you did like the video. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. If you think I missed anything that you think might be coming in, please leave it in the comments section and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Again, I've been Alpha Leopard, thank you so much for watching. Take care everyone.